Charlotte North is a Boston College women's lacrosse player. She now joins us live here on Packer and Durham. First of all, Charlotte, good morning. Glad that you're able to join us. I just got to ask you, is the shoulder and the arm a little sore with all those goals? I mean, only 10 this weekend. What's wrong with you? You slacking up? What's going on?
Thank you guys for having me. It was a good weekend. Good win for our team.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. Great win for the team, but 10 goals, Charlotte. 10,
Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. My teammates set me up pretty well for that one.
Well, you are a team player, aren't you? You go immediately
you got the
to team.
Stock answers here. This is good.
Yeah.
I like this.
Charlotte is not going to. Charlotte's going to be tough because she does not want to talk about individualism here. It's all about the team.
I know.
Team.
Okay, Charlotte. I went back and looked up. I know you had 8 goals twice in your career. The last time it happened, February, I guess, when you had 8 against Albany. Now all of a sudden you turn and have a 10-goal game. We hear about the zone, right? Scoring in the zone. Did you feel like it was possible? When did it hit you? Hey, wait a second. I'm getting the ball a lot here. And I'm making stuff happen with it. Take us through the mentality of scoring goals like this.
Yeah, I mean, we put in some new offensive looks this week to get ready for a really good Virginia Tech team. They play a zone defense, which is kind of new to women's lacrosse, so it's kind of tough to beat. But we have some really, really creative coaches, and they came up with some great sets to get some good looks, including, some of my favorite looks in women's lacrosse is that outside shot. So I was lucky enough to have my teammates and coaches set up for that and get those looks going on Saturday, and lucky enough to let them fall.
Now, listen, Charlotte, we're watching these highlights, and I couldn't help but notice stuck in between all those goals was a little behind the back, over the head, no look, fake left, go right, goal. I mean, come on. What are we doing, right? I mean, it's your day when that's going in, right?
Yeah, I like to be a little creative in my game.
Oh, forget it. Are you kidding? Come on. That's not even fair.
I mean, I learned that one from actually my head assistant coach, Kayla Trainer. She's the master of the behind the back, so she taught me that one.
So how often do you work on that that one specifically? Is that one of those you just messing around? I give that one 5 or 10 minutes a day. Or how does that work from a practice perspective?
Yeah, I like to work on that, on the wall, stick work wise, and then when I go out to shoot, it's a fun one to work on, both righty and lefty, because you never know when you're going to catch the ball and you're not going to have a good angle, and then the behind the back pass or shot is going to be the right one, and it's going to be the right play that'll help set up a score. So yeah, I learned that one, but I like to practice it often because it's creative and fun.
I think there should be a rule in lacrosse that you have to call that before you attempt it. If you're a goalie, come on. This game's hard enough for a goalie, but when you come flying through there, hey, over the back, behind the back, eyes closed, fake left go. I mean, come on. It was crazy how good that was.
Thank you.
All right, Charlotte, you guys have we all know North Carolina's had a great year, but now all of a sudden after the win this weekend, you guys are now second in the league. BC playing the role of spoiler here this spring a little bit?
North Carolina's a great team. They're stacked with talent and they're really well coached. I think when we played them back in the early season, we weren't playing at our fullest potential. As we've gone throughout the most recent part of the season, I think we've learned a little bit more about who we are as a team. We've been challenged and bounced back. So I think we're looking forward to our games this weekend against Notre Dame. That's a huge test for us. We have a few days to prepare for that. They're also a really, really good ACC team. But that's the best part about being in the ACC is that every weekend you get a tall task and a team, top 10 team with tons of talent, super well coached. So we're looking forward to this weekend and then on to the rest of our ACC schedule.
Well, you see the standings, you guys, with Syracuse, just a game back of Carolina in the loss column. You mentioned Notre Dame. They had quite a contest Saturday morning on ACC Network against Carolina, just a 1-goal difference in the rain at South Bend. But Charlotte strikes me with you leading the league in goals per game. Boston College might have the firepower to at least match Carolina, because I know how offensively geared they can be as well.
Yes, they have a ton of offensive firepower, and I think, their defense is also something that, might not get as much credit, but I think that they're stacked on the defensive end too. We saw it in the Notre Dame game. It was a little bit of a defensive battle, which was incredible to see. Goalies are playing at the top of their level right now all across the ACC, which obviously makes our attacking job harder. But I think their attack is also very stacked, and they're fun to watch.
Charlotte, you obviously are very talented and very smart. You started at Duke and transferred to BC. Why?
I love my time at Duke. It was a great 2 years, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. But I think after my sophomore year, when I went home, I just decided to kind of take a step back and reevaluate what would be best for me. And I was lucky enough to get to enter the portal and get a call from Coach Acacia Walker-Weinstein. She's our head coach here, and she's incredible. And she inspired me from that first phone call on, and I was lucky enough to come visit here, meet some of the girls, and get to know what this program and culture here was all about. And it's truly, truly one of a kind.
Oh, that's special. You are also, a couple of weeks ago, we visited with Megan Carney, that plays at Syracuse, who's from McKinney, Texas.
Yes.
You're from Dallas. What is the exodus of women's lacrosse players from the state of Texas into the Northeast?
Megan's one of my closest friends. She's an incredible player. I've played alongside her for a long time, and I've watched what she's doing now at Syracuse and in the ACC back in high school, and I knew she was gonna make a big splash in the ACC, which is just so fun to watch. And every year when we get to play each other, it's pretty special just getting to see each other, because there's not many people from Texas, in the ACC. It's definitely a growing number, and there are a lot more people that are playing college lacrosse from Texas, which is awesome. It's a testament to the talent down there, the coaches that are growing the sport down there. But it's definitely fun when we get to play each other, because it reminds us of where we're from and how special that is.
Charlotte, when we had Megan on, we were giving her some grief. Actually, had some fun with her, because after every time she scores, she just heaves the stick. It's like, man, it's almost personal, right? She's throwing it on the ground, she's throwing it on. And we were watching the highlights of you this weekend, and you were very gentle with the stick, almost like, hey, it's an extension of me. There wasn't the, just brutal. I'm going to throw this in. Look at it. Gently put it down. It's my best friend.
Gently put it down.
Hey, look at
really
this. Gently
nice.
put down the stick. I mean, everything's it's my best friend. So what's the story? What's the strategy on stick tossing after goals?
Yeah, it's kind of fun to see everyone's different celebrations for their goals, but I definitely like to gently place mine down, because I think you said my best friend, but I love my stick, and I don't want to hurt it, I don't want to break it, but I like to celebrate hard, but I like to gently place it down afterwards.
I like it.
All right.
So we're learning something with every one of these interviews, Wes. There is a little personality.
Right. Well,
a little personality going on here.
Yeah. Now, look here, Charlotte. I don't want to tell you we've talked Megan into something that she's yet to do, but I think we may have talked Megan into something she has yet to do. We're trying to get Megan to score a goal, wave it above her head, and then throw it 30 yards down the field.
I think that might be a penalty of some sort.
No. They want to check the stick, you go 30 yards down the field to get it. That's the way I
make them earn it. Make them earn it,
fair,
Charlotte.
Fair.
Come on.
That's fair.
They want to look at it, they walk down there and look at it. Okay.
That's right. Because I'm going to go pick it up and go score again. That's how we roll in this thing. All right.
There you go.
Two-part question for you, and we do this with every student athlete. And the fact that you had started at Duke and now are at BC, we were going to do a two-parter with you. If you don't mind, tell us the hardest class you had at Duke and the hardest class you've had so far at BC.
That's a good question. I think the hardest class I had at Duke might be statistics. I had to take it for my major, sociology, and I think that was one of the most challenging, just numbers-wise. Not really a huge math girl, but got through it. And I think my hardest class here at BC has got to be computer science. I took that last spring, and part of the reason it was so hard was, again, kind of the numbers game, but transitioned to online learning last spring when we got sent home because of the pandemic, so that made it a little harder. but got through that one too. Made it to senior year, so yeah.
All right, let me follow up with that.
Right.
What is harder, the computer science class at BC or finding good brisket in Boston?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I definitely don't think I could even look for it because it doesn't compare to back home.
That's right. That's the correct answer. Spot on, 100%
Well
right
done.
on that. 100% right.
All right, Charlotte North, 10 goals for BC over the weekend. Congratulations. Great to have you with us. Stay safe. Best of luck to the Eagles. I know Notre Dame coming up later this week. That's a big one in ACC play, and we look forward to following you the rest of the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.